Storms pushing through Houston. The radar active for hours now with little signs of slowing down. The rain's been heavy, but people are still able to get around. Still, it's been a little dicey. Water is starting to pond in some locations, so if you're heading out, please take note.
A live look now outside from our cameras stationed across the Houston area. You can see a lot of rain in some areas. You can see vehicles backed up in others. And where there isn't rain, you can see small drips there on the camera. The rain is impacting even some flights. A live look right now of Bush Airport in the distance. A ground delay is in effect at Bush until 9, and it's possible that Hobby will have a ground delay or a stop as well. We've got live team coverage for you on this wet and stormy start to the weekend. We begin right now, though, with Chris Ramirez.
Yeah, Chris, you've been live streaming all afternoon. How are things looking right now?
We're still looking at some heavy rain falling across the city of Houston. Of course, the National Weather Service office issuing that flood advisory that will be in place until 6:30 p.m. That does include the city of Houston, and we're starting to see that rain go from heavy to a little bit moderate. So we're seeing the rain lighten up quite a bit. But for areas south of Houston, there is a special weather statement that's in place for areas Leak City, which includes Pearland, Alvin, Angleton. This storm has 40-mile-an-hour winds as it's racing east at 50 miles an hour. So if you are south of Houston in the Pearland area, maybe you're traveling along 45, you still have a band of heavy showers that's going to be moving into that region here shortly. So as we time this out, we're expecting the heaviest showers to make it into the Galveston area at maybe 4:45, as well as 4:24 at Dickinson, 4:12 Liverpool, as well as 4:06 Freeport. So we're not seeing any hell with it. This storm did have a history of 70-mile-an-hour winds. It's looking like those wind speeds have tapered off quite significantly, but now it's special weather statement in place for areas that does include portions of Galveston County, at least for the next 30 minutes to an hour. As we look at our 6-hour rain totals, our areas, bayous and streams have handled the water quite well. We're not looking at any major flooding issues, but of course the ponding on roadways for the past 6 hours, we got close to 2.5, close to 3 inches of rain accumulations, 2.8 in the heights, 1.5 inch of rain closer towards the 249 area. But most of the heaviest rain has occurred in northern Harris County and portions of Montgomery County. In the Cypress area, Spring getting close to 3, close to 4 inches of rainfall accumulations as we look at the 24-hour rain totals. So definitely any additional downpours could cause some issues for folks that are in the northern areas. But as we look at our future track, we're looking at our final band of heavy showers falling right now. But as we get closer towards maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, we very well could see the rain start becoming light, and eventually closer to 10 p.m. rain well out of the picture. Temperatures cooling into the 50s as we feel the full impacts of this cold front. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Katira Winfrey has been hitting the road for our team coverage.
Yeah, Katira, you've been in the Spring Klein area where it's been coming down. What have you been seeing along the roads there?
Well, the first hope is that the sun comes out tomorrow, because we haven't seen much of that here in the Klein or Spring area, or even when we were in other parts of the city or inside of Houston. But here's a look at the roads right now. The rain is coming down much lighter, but the roads are still a little slick. Luckily, in this portion of town, we don't see the ponding or any of the street flooding that we saw in areas like downtown Houston or even along I-45 north along the feeder road. But we have definitely seen a lot of water in different moments. The rain has come down in waves, sometimes very heavily, sometimes very light, like you see right now. But definitely a different set of circumstances depending on the area of town that you're in. We are actually about to head west because we have reports of flooding that way. But of course, we've been out here all day. We will continue that and bring you the latest coverage in our later newscast. Ron and Cheryl.
We'll check back with you later, Katira. And we continue our team coverage now. Jason Miles also tracking conditions on the road.
Yeah, Jason, what are you seeing out in the Richmond area?
Hey there, guys. Yeah, over the last couple of hours, we've gone up and down 59, the Southwest Freeway, basically. And according to the weather guys, a potentially final round of rain just came through the area where we are. Here's a live look from our dash camera. We are northbound on 59 right now in the Richmond area. Light rain, but just within the last maybe 20 minutes, there was very heavy rain and even some lightning and thunder as well. We've seen 2 or 3 rounds of that kind of activity. We've gone from the Galleria area where the station is to 290 up to Cypress, down to Katy, and eventually down here to Fort Bend County. We have seen a number of minor crashes, including one along 59. It looked like a car hit the middle barrier. DPS was on the scene, as was a fire engine, but hopefully those were just minor injuries, if any injuries at all. We've seen some tow trucks helping some other motorists as well throughout the day, and including one driver who went into a ditch off the Grand Parkway. But relatively speaking, it's been pretty smooth here. I will mention on the feeder roads, that's where most of the ponding, if it occurs, has occurred today. So use extreme caution if you're on the feeders and on the main lanes as we approach the afternoon and potentially nightfall, when it can get a little bit more hazardous, guys.
All right, be careful out there, Jason. Stay with us for live weather impact coverage throughout the evening. Be sure to download the KHOU 11 Plus app and watch for free.
The road